YouTube world, back at it once again. Instant Classic 8. Here to talk about the big show, obviously. Everyone wants to talk about it. WrestleMania 29. That was tonight, live on pay-per-view. MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Overall, the show was... I felt it was good. I enjoyed watching it. I mean, obviously, everyone know I didn't order it. You know my feelings going on to the show. I still found means to watch it. And I gotta say, overall, I enjoyed the show. There were things on it that I really didn't like. Things I loved, which I'll get into. But overall, I thought the show was good. Was it worth the $70? No, not in my opinion. That show, even though it had one excellent match on it, it really wasn't worth the money. But I mean, I'm pretty sure the people that bought it enjoyed it and everything, which is the main thing about it. You know, as long as you had a good time, that's what matters. Let's go right into the show and go ahead and review this. First off, they didn't do, surprisingly, they didn't have a someone sing "America the Beautiful," which is very surprising because they normally, well, not normally, they always have someone sing "America the Beautiful." So that was surprising there. They did some video. You had Governor Chris Christie, who was the governor of New Jersey. It was like the whole Hurricane Sandy, talking about what happened and everything. And I mean, I had no problem with that, but you know, as wrestling fans, we're so used to opening up the show with "America the Beautiful." It was been nice to see that, but we got that. We're right into the first match. It was the Shield versus Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Big Show. The 6-man match opened up the show, and I for the most part enjoyed it. I didn't really have any problems with it. It got to a point in the middle of the match where I won't say kind of marked out, but I was like, holy hell, I am watching Seth Rollins, Tyler Black, and Dean Ambrose, who was John Moxley. I'm watching them wrestle on WrestleMania. We watched these guys for years in the independents, and now they're right there in the mainstream, the opening match. The first thing you see on WrestleMania, that's freaking shocking. So big ups to those guys. That's really sweet. Nothing wrong with Roman Reigns as well. You know, big ups to him. He got his first WrestleMania match. But I enjoyed the match. The whole thing was, could the Super Friends, could the Super Team work together, which they were. But it got down to a point with some miscommunication. You had Seth Rollins come off the top rope. Orton hit him with a mid-air RKO, which is always sweet to see. And Orton turned around and ate a spear from Roman Reigns, and then Dean Ambrose got the pin. So Shield is still, I think they're still undefeated. But that was cool to see. And then, you know, Shield picking up a victory on WrestleMania. I thought that was pretty cool. Show got upset at the end, punched out everybody. Here's what it is. We have Mark Henry versus Ryback. This match went too long. I can say that much. If they'd have had like 3-4 minutes of them just destroying each other, it'd have been fine. But they just had holds, bear hugs, and strongholds, and they went too long. We got to the point where Ryback was going for the shell shock, I think it's called. He was going for the shell shock. He had him up, you know, on the shoulders, and then Mark Henry was so big, he just kind of collapsed on Ryback, basically, literally squashed him. And Mark Henry got the pin off of that. Ryback, after the match, still hoisted up Mark Henry and got the shell shock on him. I guess the feud must continue. It is what it is. Tag Team Championship match. When was the last time they defended the tag titles on WrestleMania? It was probably just last year. I don't remember anything. My memory sucks. But Team Hell No. Daniel Bryan and Kane defending the tag team titles against Dolph Ziggler and Biggie Langston. This match was alright. I didn't really, I didn't really get into it. I did like how they started the match. We all remember last year, 18 seconds, Daniel Bryan gets AJ on the apron, kisses her, turns around, and gets the big boot in the face, loses in 18 seconds. They did the same thing here. You had Dolph Ziggler have AJ come up on the ramp. He kissed her, turned around, and Daniel Bryan knocked him out with a kick to the head. He didn't really knock him out, but he hit him pretty hard. We all thought it was going to be, you know, that whole finish, but he kicked out. And then they had a typical Raw match. It wasn't really much to it. I don't even remember the finish, to be honest with you. I think somebody tapped out. I don't know. Daniel Bryan and Kane are still the tag team champions. Whatever. We had Chris Jericho taking on Fandango. It was cool to see Fandango, at least his first match, see his entrance live at WrestleMania. I love his entrance. I think it's amazing. This match, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Fandango for his first time out. I thought he was going to botch a few times. I thought he was going to be nervous. His first match, at least in big time WWE, being on the biggest stage, I thought he was going to have some problems with that. But you know, he did all right. And the finish was wacky. It came down to Chris Jericho going for a lion tamer, and I don't know if he missed and slipped or if Fandango got knees up. If Fandango got knees up, or what happened there. But it was just, she tried to go for Lion Salt, missed it completely. And then he was going for the Lion Tamer, and Fandango rolled him up. 1, 2, 3, Fandango got his first win on WrestleMania. That was cool. I want to say right now we had the P. Diddy, or Diddy, I still call him Puffy. The Puffy concert. We did a bunch of songs. He did Victory, which Victory is an awesome song, but it only works when you have Biggie Smalls do his rap, because it's the greatest verse from Notorious B.I.G. of all time. He did More Money, More Problems, which only works if you have Mace or if you have Biggie Smalls, which of course he didn't have any. And then he did the whole Coming Home song. That was the theme song of WrestleMania. By the way, if you didn't see my preview video for WrestleMania, I would highly advise you to go watch that. It was me acting stupid, but go see that. So that was that. They rolled out to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Alberto Del Rio defending against Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger got a jobber entrance on WrestleMania. That's telling you something there. This match was alright. Your typical SmackDown main event. The whole thing was them trying to go for their submissions. Jack Swagger going for his Freedom Lock or Justice Lock, whatever the hell he calls it, that damn ankle lock. He was going for the ankle lock. Alberto Del Rio was going for the arm breaker. They were going back and forth. It came down to Alberto getting the arm breaker on Jack Swagger. He tapped. Del Rio's still your champion. Whatever. And then we got the match, in my opinion, the match of the night. This match ruled. Undertaker versus CM Punk. First of all, you had CM Punk come out to a live rendition of his theme done by Living Colour, which was awesome. This was probably my favorite. I like the Motorhead one for Triple H at WrestleMania 21, but this is probably at least one of my favorite live band performances for a wrestling show. They did an awesome job for CM Punk. You had Taker come out, his entrance is always sweet. And his entrance was cool this year because I think it was like a silhouette, but you had him walking towards you, and then you could see like the hands of, like, I guess the dead people from the ground was like, you know, reaching for him. It was awesome. You got to see it. Speaking of that, if for any reason you haven't seen this show, go out of your way, find some means to watch this match. This was awesome. I have to apologize to The Undertaker because I should not doubt him at all, because this dude, year after year after year after year after year, when I'm thinking he's too old, he's too beat up, he can't do it, he comes through in the clutch every single year. This year was no exception. He had a fantastic match with CM Punk. I completely forgot all of the near falls that happened. I remember Punk did something, Undertaker countered into the tombstone, and he was going for the pin, and I remember Punk kicking out, and I was just going nuts. See my Twitter, twitter.com/TheRealClassic for all that stuff I was marking out for. But damn, this match was so good. Obviously, Undertaker won. He's 21-0. Will this be his last match? We don't know. I'm guessing he won't be back until next year's WrestleMania, if then. But this match was awesome. This was the match of the night for sure. At least in my opinion, was the match of the night for sure. Rolling right in to the no holds barred match. Triple H versus CM Punk. Triple H, let's start over. No holds barred match. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. It was hard to care about this match right after that Undertaker and CM Punk match. Brock was just beating the shit out of Taker. Brock was just beating the shit out of Hunter the whole match. I mean, Hunter couldn't do anything. I think he wanted to do like a vertical suplex slam onto the Spanish announce table, and just destroying Triple H. When it came down to Triple H, they had the steel steps in the ring. Triple H actually got the Kimura on Brock Lesnar, and he had on there for a good 3 minutes, and Brock wouldn't tap. Brock picked him up, slammed him down. Triple H let go, but didn't. He put the Kimura back on. He did it. He picked him up and slammed him again. About this time, he did down the steps. Hunter put the lock back on. He did it again, slammed him down the steps, put the lock back on. It basically came down to Triple H pedigreeing Brock Lesnar on the steel steps and got the pinfall, which it was a retirement match. You had Triple H, who is retired, comes out of retirement to win a retirement match, only to go back to being retired again without being retired. Think about that for a second. That match was alright. The crowd wasn't into it, but at the end they got a little behind it, so it was what it was. And then I'm talking about no video packages, no special entrances, just let's go. John Cena versus The Rock for the WWE Championship. This match, I don't snore, but if I snored, that's what I would be making if I was asleep during this match. This match was boring. I don't remember if the match was this boring last year. It would have helped because I was there, so that helped a lot, but this match just did nothing for me. It came down to the end where they were just hitting their finishers on each other. Rock kept hitting the rock bottom. Cena was going for the FU. Just back and forth and back and forth. The cool spot of the match that I enjoyed. Of course, last year, Cena was going for the people's elbow. Rock hit him with the rock bottom, wins the match. Cena goes for the people's elbow this time, runs the ropes, and while he figures Rock is going to pop back up, which he does, Cena, before he bounces off the rope, he holds himself there so that he won't get, he won't go into the rock bottom. He does this, hits him with the FU. Rock kicks out. No, I'm sorry. He was going for the FU, and Rock countered it with the rock bottom. But Cena kicked out. Like I said, they were just going back and forth, trying to hit the rock bottom, trying to hit the FU. It came down to Cena hitting the Rock with the... I know he hit a rock bottom onto the Rock, but the Rock kicked out. And then he hit an FU onto the Rock, got the win. It sounds fucking confusing, I know. Watch the match if you dare. It was okay. It was alright at the end, but the first chunk of the match was... Ugh. It was almost like WrestleMania 25, Triple H and Orton had, it was a good show up until that main event, and it just died. Almost like that, except I think this match was a little better than Hunter and Orton. But it was still a bad way to leave off on the show. John Cena's your champion, 11-time WWE champion. They hugged in the middle of the ring, had a little, love fest. The show went off the air. So... it was WrestleMania 29. I don't regret at all not going. The set was awesome. I can say that much. The set was pretty freaking cool. But overall, the show, it was good. It wasn't worth $70. I don't think it would have been worth me going to the show. I hope everyone that watched it, hope everyone that ordered it, hopefully everyone that went there had an awesome time. I really hope that. Because I don't wish anyone having a bad time watching the show. So, like I said, hope everyone enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about WrestleMania. Did you enjoy it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you like? What didn't you like? And that's that. And I can say right now, preliminary, or as LeBron James likes to say, primarily, preliminary, if I'm using that word right, as of right now, I will be going to WrestleMania 30. So, I'm excited for that. What will happen? Will we see Undertaker? Hopefully we get one more match. I am hoping for Undertaker. I just look for to the wrestling gods, word to JBL. I looked at the wrestling gods, and hopefully we can get Undertaker versus John Cena. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you think. Until then, I am Instant Classic 8. Peace.